Yes, this is a very odd anime. Not because it's bad, far from it, but because barely anyone actually watched it. At first glance, the show looked like another Dragon Ball GT situation. The trailers showed Goku and the gang as kids again, which immediately made a lot of fans roll their eyes. Many people assumed it would be another gimmicky, watered-down version of Dragon Ball. Plus, the marketing for the series was almost non-existent. If you weren't actively following Dragon Ball news, you might not have even known this show existed. Even though Dragon Ball is one of the biggest anime franchises of all time, Daima didn't get the same push that Dragon Ball Super did. Instead, Sparking Zero, the latest Dragon Ball video game, got way more attention from the official Dragon Ball accounts. So, when Daima finally dropped, it felt like it came out of nowhere and a lot of fans just didn't care. But here's the thing, they're missing out. I'll be honest, I was skeptical too. I only gave it a chance because, well, it's Dragon Ball. I figured I'd watch a few episodes and see how bad it really was. But to my surprise, it wasn't bad at all. In fact, it might be one of the best modern Dragon Ball series yet. Before we dive deeper into why Daima is actually amazing, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And if you love anime reviews, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's talk about why Dragon Ball Daima is actually amazing. One of the biggest complaints people had before watching the show was, why are they kids again? It felt like an unnecessary gimmick, but once you actually watch the show, it makes total sense. This isn't just a lazy way to reset Goku and the gang. It's a throwback to classic Dragon Ball storytelling. Instead of massive universe-ending battles, Daima focuses more on adventure. Remember when Dragon Ball wasn't just about power-ups, transformations, and tournament arcs? When Goku and his friends traveled the world, explored different lands, and faced unique enemies in creative ways. That's exactly what Daima brings back. Since Goku is a child again, he isn't at full power. He has to rely on skill and strategy, making fights feel fresh and exciting. It's not just about who has the highest power level. Every battle has weight. Even though the enemies might not be as strong as the gods and angels we saw in Super, the fights are choreographed beautifully and feel way more grounded. And it's not just about fights, the story itself is engaging. Daima introduces the Demon Realm, a mysterious part of the Dragon Ball universe that was only briefly mentioned before. We finally get to explore this hidden world and learn about its history, rulers, and connection to the Dragon Balls. In fact, this show expands the lore in ways that Super never did. If you love Dragon Ball's world building, Daima is packed with new details, new characters, and even some shocking connections to older Dragon Ball stories. If Dragon Ball Daima is so good, then why did barely anyone watch it? Well, there are a few reasons. Unlike Dragon Ball Super, which had massive hype and non-stop promotion, Daima's marketing was almost non-existent. The reveal trailer dropped at New York Comic Con 2023, but it wasn't even officially streamed. Instead, fans had to rely on shaky phone footage from people in the audience. That alone killed a lot of the initial hype. And after that, silence. For months. Meanwhile, Bandai and Toei were heavily promoting Sparking Zero, the new Dragon Ball game, instead of Daima. It's almost like they forgot this anime existed. By the time Daima finally aired, most fans either didn't know about it or didn't care anymore. Let's be honest, hardcore Dragon Ball fans wanted a continuation of Super. They wanted to see Ultra Instinct Goku, Beast Gohan, and Black Frieza in animated form. Instead, they got a Kid Goku adventure series that looked too much like GT. A lot of fans saw the trailer, assumed it was for kids, and skipped it. But in reality, Daima is a love letter to the original Dragon Ball era. And once you actually give it a chance, you realize how fun, fresh, and well-written it is. Another problem, unlike past Dragon Ball series that were Crunchyroll exclusives, Daima was available on multiple platforms: Crunchyroll, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, and more. Normally, that sounds like a good thing, right? More people get to watch it. But here's the issue. No single platform had an incentive to promote it. Crunchyroll didn't push it because Netflix also had it. Netflix didn't promote it because Crunchyroll got episodes earlier. Hulu barely acknowledged it because it wasn't an exclusive. With no platform taking ownership, Daima got buried under other anime releases. While Dragon Ball Daima is an amazing experience, it's not without its flaws. One of my biggest complaints is that the show could have handled the villains better. Many of them are new to their powers, yet we don't see them struggling to control them. It would have been way more interesting if, even though they were powerful, they lacked battle experience, giving Goku and Vegeta an edge due to their years of training and combat expertise. That dynamic could have made the fights even more intense, but unfortunately, it wasn't explored as much as I hoped. That being said, I'm currently on episode 17, and things have gotten really exciting. The fights are ramping up, there are unexpected team-ups, and shocking twists keep happening, making every episode feel fresh. One moment that really caught me off guard was the reveal about the third eye. I won't spoil it here, but if you haven't watched it yet, you're in for a surprise. Overall, Dragon Ball Daima is a refreshing, nostalgic, and enjoyable experience that brings something new to the franchise while respecting its roots. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend giving it a shot. It might just surprise you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more anime reviews. Bye.